and shaking. I could not breathe. Like, I'm just like, how can you do this?
A family in Fort Bend County says they were horrified after video showed their 5-year-old son with disabilities being mistreated in the classroom. They were clued into the incident after he came home injured.
Rico saw the video. She joins us now. Lauren.
The little boy has autism, and in this video you don't see a lot, but you do hear a lot. You'll see why in a minute, but first, a warning. This video may be hard to watch. This video from inside Arredondo Elementary School.
It was too emotional.
Is nearly impossible for Destiny and Ruth O'Meary to watch. The child you hear crying over the 20-minute clip is their 5-year-old son with autism.
The parents of the 5-year-old autistic child that was severely mistreated in the classroom is Destiny and Ruth O'Meary. They suspected that their son may have been mistreated at school because he came home and complained of his foot hurting. They were very concerned and didn't know why.
That stern voice was his paraprofessional, watching him in the classroom back in the fall.
I can't believe that they allowed someone like that to work with kids.
Last September, their son came home from school with an injury to his toe. He couldn't explain what happened, only saying he'd been hurt.
When the 5-year-old got home, he told his father, Destiny O'Meary, that he was hurt. His father was confused and didn't know why or what could have possibly happened.
Daddy, they hurt me. They hurt me real bad.
So Ruth and Destiny O'Meary went to the school asking questions and say they were told conflicting stories. So they asked for a surveillance video. 3 months later, they were shown this.
The parents of the 5-year-old autistic child explains how difficult it was to see the video. They explained it took them about 3 times before they could actually get through it. It was an 18-minute video, and the paraprofessional was very mean. She would pick him up, she carried him, and didn't listen to his cries or his screams. She just proceeded to take him to the quote-unquote dark room.
You see the little boy sitting alone against a wall, being told to sit still. With nothing to do, he goes over to another child, and that's when the para comes over, grabs his arm, and tries to take him to this door. He resists and goes back to the wall.
You can immediately tell my son was horrified. Like, he knew where he was going. He knew he was going to the dark room.
She then picks him up, brings him to what we now know is a small changing room with no cameras, and that's where he stays for at least 18 minutes. At first, the lights are off. Sit down. Sit down. 4 minutes later, you hear the boy upset, saying,
It is in this moment that the paraprofessional picks up the 5-year-old autistic child and drags him into the room. We now know that that room was the dark room and also used for sensory needs and to calm down children. But the moment the child decided that he didn't want to go, she instantly violated his autonomy. Once the child got into the room, he began to cry and scream and say he was sorry, but this paraprofessional was unfazed by his remarks.
He's sorry.
Sorry's not going to work. Sit down.
The para continually raises her voice.
Just giving him orders and just screaming. And to me, I was just like, why are you screaming at a 5-year-old? He does not understand any of that.
Ruth O'Meary isn't only a mother of a child with special needs. She's a speech-language pathologist with the district. She often works with children with disabilities.
Once the child got into the room against his will, you heard a loud thud, and we now know that it was a door that went over his tiny feet.
At some point, the boy is injured by a door going over his toe.
You put my feet.
It's unclear in the video how that happened.
You went to open the door. And I don't know what happened.
But for several minutes, he cries in that room. At this point,
It was in this moment that the child took off his clothes. This is because he's in sensory overload due to pain, people yelling at him, being in a place that he doesn't want to be in. So taking off his clothes is to help soothe him and to also comfort him. This is very normal for autistic children because they're trying to self-regulate and help themselves.
He'd taken his clothes off, which is not unusual for a child with autism to do. You can hear another voice say once he gets dressed, they'll help him.
You want Band-Aid? Put underwear on.
Karen Mayer Cunningham is a special education advocate. She says that the paraprofessional needs to be fired and she shouldn't be allowed to work with children, especially if they are special needs, nonverbal, or autistic. These children are very vulnerable.
I would like to see her fired and lose her licensure to work around children.
In a statement from the district, I'm told although she still works at Lamar CISD, the employee has been reassigned and no longer works with students. Also, that when the superintendent saw the video, he felt that a call to CPS was necessary. CPS did investigate, but the district says CPS did not feel that there was need for their involvement. The parents say they want their story told because it took months to learn what really happened and want more to be done to protect all students. They also want parents to listen.
If they're giving you signs that they're not okay at school, listen to your child.
The little boy is now at another campus in Lamar and is doing very well there. A short time ago, the district also told me that that small room is no longer being used as a calm down room until cameras are installed. Also, the door has been removed. You can read the district's full statement on KHOU.com.
Shocking video.